Rosie. I'm an undergraduate student studying geography at the University of Cambridge. So I first heard about the GeoIntern programme actually 2 years before I applied. I was kind of doing some Googling one night, and I think I kind of put into Google volcanology internship or how to be a volcanologist, and it was actually one of the first things that popped up when I saw the website for GeoTenerife, and I read about the GeoIntern programme, and I just thought there and then, I have to apply to that. So what was most interesting about the programme, what really drew me in, was the fact that there was a physical science component to it, but there was also the science communications training, which is something that really interested me, and how I as a scientist or wannabe scientist, how I can better report on the work that I'm doing. So that was kind of great in the first 2 weeks to have that science communication training. Yeah, so it was great in week 3 to finally get out into the field after waiting so long as a geographer to get out into the field with Richard Brown from Durham University. So for the entire week we worked on pumice fall deposits in the south of the island. So there was a lot of logging. It almost kind of felt like being a volcanologist / detective, because we'd arrive at a site, we'd kind of be let loose and get told, this is how you log, go out, figure out what these new kind of pumice fall layers look like, and we kind of had almost like clues of a profile of these different layers, so that when we went to a new site we could look at those clues and look at the new kind of site that we were at to try and figure out if we could spot the same pumice fall layers that we'd seen previously. Yeah, so in week 4 we were up in the national park doing a geophysical survey on the site of the Fasnir eruption. So the aim of that was to try and profile the dike that fed the eruption, and it was great because it was something that I'd never done before. So we were kind of learning on the job, learning as we go, and so it was just fantastic to be able to use all of this new equipment and to be up in the national park doing field work. When I signed up to a volcanology internship, I think, back in April, I didn't quite expect then that in week 4 of the summer programme that, an eruption would happen on a neighbouring island. So it was, I think the first time that I saw the eruption was up in the national park during the fieldwork in week 4. All we saw was the very small plume, and I just kind of, thought there and then, I have to get over there, and it was almost like I was so close yet so far. So it was just great to be able to put into action all of the skills, especially the science communication skills that I'd learned only 2 weeks previously. To be able to put those into action straight away was just such a once in a lifetime opportunity, and especially after never seen an eruption before, being hit straight away with ash falls, the noise of the eruption was again something that I wasn't quite prepared for. So it was so intense, and it was so easy to kind of get caught up in the excitement as someone who's enthusiastic about volcanoes and volcanology, but then also to make sure that I put into practice all the training that I'd had as an undergraduate, but also with GeoTenerife, to make sure that I remember the people in the eruption, the social side of it, and responsibly report on the eruption via social media. So my advice to anyone that's even considering applying would just to go for it. It was one of the best experiences that I've had in my lifetime, and especially if you're interested in research in volcanology, then I just go for it. The people that you meet as well, it's just a fantastic all-round experience, and it's such a great way to finally be able to get up close to things that especially as a student in the UK you can only learn about in textbooks. So to finally be living in a textbook, to be able to get up close and touch and pick up rocks, pick up what you've learnt about and see it in action, there's nothing can quite compare to that. So my advice would be to A, just go for it if you're even thinking about it, and to B, make sure you ask as many questions as you possibly can and make the most out of every opportunity that will come your way during the summer programme.